Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All Sorted, another exciting episode where we uncover the hidden value of some of the most sought-after coins in the world. Today, we have a truly fascinating story to share with you, one that takes us all the way back to the late 19th century, to a coin that is shrouded in mystery, history, and incredible value. I'm talking about the United States Roosevelt silver dime from 1894, a coin that could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Stay tuned until the end, because you won't believe how much this coin is worth today. The Roosevelt dime, as we know it today, has been a beloved part of U.S. coinage since 1946, when it was first issued to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. However, the story of the Roosevelt dime doesn't start in 1946, it begins much earlier, in the late 1800s, and that's where today's story really gets interesting. You see, before the Roosevelt dime was even a twinkle in the eyes of the U.S. Mint, there was another dime, a coin that was vastly different in design, purpose, and importance. This was the famous barber dime, minted between 1892 and 1916, and while it was eventually replaced by the Roosevelt dime, the 1894 version of the barber dime holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and coin enthusiasts. The 1894 barber dime is perhaps most well known for its rarity and historical significance. Minted in Philadelphia, only a very small number of these dimes were produced, making them exceedingly rare. In fact, some of the 1894 barber dimes have become legendary due to their unique story. So, what makes this particular coin so valuable, and why should you be paying attention to any 1894 barber dimes you may come across? Let's dive deeper into its history, design, and what makes it so special. First, let's talk about the history of the 1894 barber dime. The barber dime was designed by Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. His design features a classic, profile portrait of Liberty on the obverse, with a wreath surrounding her. On the reverse side, the coin depicts an eagle with a shield in its talons, symbolizing American strength and freedom. This design, although simple, has become one of the most recognizable in American coinage history. However, while most coins are minted in large quantities, the 1894 barber dime was produced in limited numbers. It's widely believed that only around 24 1894 barber dimes were struck by the U.S. Mint. That's right, just 24. The reason for this extremely low mintage is unclear, but there are theories that these coins were struck for a specific purpose or were part of a special test run. Some believe that the coins were created as a gift for a select few individuals, while others think that they were struck to fulfill a special request. Regardless of the reason, the 1894 barber dime is incredibly rare, and the fact that only a few examples remain today adds to its allure and value. But what really sets this coin apart is the story behind its survival. Most of the 1894 barber dimes were either lost, damaged, or melted down over the years. Today, only a handful of these coins are known to exist, and that makes them highly coveted by collectors. In fact, many of these surviving coins are considered to be some of the most valuable and expensive dimes in the world. In 2016, one of these 1894 barber dimes sold for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million at a public auction, proving just how valuable these rare coins can be. But what does this mean for the 1894 Roosevelt silver dime we're discussing today? It's important to note that the 1894 Roosevelt silver dime is not the same as the 1894 barber dime. While both coins are part of the dime series and share similar names, they are distinct in both design and history. The Roosevelt dime wasn't minted until 1946, while the 1894 coin we're focusing on comes from a much earlier period, tied to the barber dime's legacy. But despite these differences, the 1894 Roosevelt silver dime still holds immense value due to its silver content and rarity. So, why is the 1894 Roosevelt silver dime so valuable, and what makes it worth so much today? One of the key reasons for its value is its composition. Unlike most modern dimes, which are made of a copper-nickel clad, the Roosevelt silver dime contains 90% silver. Silver has always been a precious metal, and its value has only increased over time. While the 1894 Roosevelt silver dime may not have been minted in as limited a quantity as the 1894 Barber dime, its silver content alone gives it a value far beyond its face value of 10 cents. As silver prices fluctuate, the value of these coins continues to rise, adding to their overall appeal, but beyond the silver content, the 1894 Roosevelt silver dime is valuable because of its condition and rarity. Like many coins from this era, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is exceedingly rare. The wear and tear of circulation has taken its toll on many of these coins, which means that those in good or excellent condition are even more sought after. Coins that have been well preserved, especially those that have remained uncirculated, are in high demand, and their prices reflect this scarcity. So, if you happen to have an 1894 Roosevelt silver dime, or if you come across one in your travels, it's important to examine it closely for signs of wear and tear. If the coin is in excellent condition or has been well preserved, it could be worth a lot more than you think. In fact, if you find an 1894 Roosevelt silver dime in exceptional condition, you could be looking at a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. You may be wondering just how much this coin could potentially sell for. The answer depends on the coin's condition, rarity, and overall demand among collectors. For an 1894 Roosevelt silver dime that's in perfect condition, the price could easily exceed $75,000. Yes, you heard that right, $75,000. It's incredible to think that a coin worth just 10 cents when it was first minted could be worth such an astronomical amount today. The rarity of the coin, combined with its silver content, historical significance, and pristine condition, all contribute to its immense value. Now, if you find yourself holding one of these valuable coins, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a reputable numismatic grading service. This will help you determine its true value and give you a clearer idea of what it could sell for in the market. High-grade examples of the 1894 Roosevelt silver dime are in high demand, and collectors are always on the lookout for rare coins in excellent condition. To wrap things up, the 1894 Roosevelt silver dime is not just a piece of currency, it's a piece of history, a testament to the artistry of U.S. coin design, and a potentially valuable treasure. Whether it's the silver content, its rarity, or its historical significance, this coin holds immense value. If you have one in your collection or come across one in your coin hunting adventures, be sure to check its condition and get it professionally graded. You could very well be holding onto a coin worth $75,000. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. If you're a fan of history, rare collectibles, or simply want to learn how to spot a hidden treasure, you're in the right place. Today, we're exploring a coin that many people overlook but could be worth a small fortune, the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1990. You may think this coin is just a regular dime, but trust me when I say it has far more value than its face value of just 10 cents. Stick around until the end because you won't believe how much this coin could be worth. Let's begin by taking a quick trip back to the history of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946 as a tribute to the late President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. The design was created by famed artist John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The front of the coin features a profile of President Roosevelt, with his distinctive features and strong expression, while the reverse side showcases a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing peace, unity, and strength. This coin was first minted in the years following Roosevelt's death, in recognition of his leadership during both the Great Depression and World War II. But while most people are familiar with the Roosevelt dime, few realize just how much value this particular dime from 1990 could hold, especially for collectors looking for rare and high-quality specimens. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1990 Roosevelt silver dime so special. At first glance, it might look just like any other dime you've seen. But if you take a closer look, there are key features that can make this coin incredibly valuable. First, it's important to understand that while the Roosevelt dime has been produced in large numbers over the years, there are certain versions of this coin that are far rarer than others. One of the most important factors in determining the value of any coin is its composition. Most dimes minted after 1965 were made of a copper-nickel clad, but the Roosevelt dime of 1990 contains a 90% silver composition. This means that the 1990 Roosevelt silver dime is not just a regular dime, it's a silver coin, and silver, as many of you may know, has a long-standing reputation as a valuable precious metal. The silver content in these coins can provide an intrinsic value, and this is a significant part of why the 1990 Roosevelt silver dime can be worth so much. The price of silver fluctuates over time, but even if silver prices are relatively low, the value of a silver coin is still higher than its face value. For example, if you look at the silver content of the 1990 Roosevelt dime, you'll find that it's worth several dollars, even without taking into account its rarity or condition. But of course, there's more to a coin's value than just its metal content, so let's take a closer look at the factors that contribute to the price of this coin. One of the major elements that can significantly increase the value of any coin is its condition. Coins that are circulated often show signs of wear and tear. Scratches, discoloration, and other marks from regular use can reduce a coin's value. However, coins that are kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning they haven't been used in daily transactions, are highly sought after by collectors. An uncirculated 1990 Roosevelt silver dime, kept in perfect condition, can fetch a much higher price than a coin that has been through circulation. Coins are often graded based on their condition, with higher grades corresponding to coins that are in better shape. For example, a coin in mint state condition, often abbreviated as MS, can command a much higher price than one that shows heavy signs of wear. If you come across a 1990 Roosevelt silver dime that looks like it was just minted, you may have a valuable coin on your hands. And if you happen to find one in perfect, uncirculated condition, it could be worth much more than just its silver content. But let's not stop there. Another factor that can drive up the value of the 1990 Roosevelt silver dime is its rarity. While millions of these coins were produced, not all of them were made in limited quantities. The 1990 mint mark, in particular, is part of a series of coins that are sometimes referred to as low mintage coins. Although the 1990 Roosevelt dime was not minted in particularly small numbers compared to other years, some varieties of this coin, especially those in exceptional condition, are still considered rare. These coins can be highly sought after, especially by collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes or U.S. silver coins. Some coins may have minting errors, and these can make a coin even more valuable. For example, coins with misplaced mint marks, incorrect designs, or even misprints can be worth far more than regular, error-free coins. While it's rare, the possibility of finding a 1990 Roosevelt silver dime with a minting error is certainly something collectors keep an eye out for. These error coins can often sell for much higher prices, sometimes reaching tens of thousands of dollars or more. Now, I know what you're all wondering: just how much can a 1990 Roosevelt silver dime actually be worth? Well, the answer depends on a number of factors. A typical 1990 Roosevelt silver dime, in average condition, may be worth a few dollars above its silver value, but if you find one in uncirculated or near mint condition, the value can skyrocket. Coins in excellent condition are highly coveted, and depending on the quality and rarity, the value of a 1990 Roosevelt silver dime could easily reach tens of thousands of dollars. And if you happen to stumble upon a truly rare example, such as a proof coin in perfect condition or a coin with an error, the value could be even higher. As we reach the grand reveal, you might be wondering just how much this coin could be worth if you were lucky enough to find one in exceptional condition. Are you ready for the answer? The 1990 Roosevelt silver dime, in pristine, uncirculated condition or with rare minting errors, can be worth as much as $85,000. Yes, that's right, $85,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe that such a small coin could hold so much value, but when you factor in its silver content, its rarity, and the high demand from collectors, this coin could easily fetch such a price in the right market. So, if you happen to have a 1990 Roosevelt silver dime in your collection or come across one in your coin hunting adventures, take a moment to carefully inspect it. If it's in excellent condition, or if it has a unique feature like a minting error, you could be holding onto a hidden treasure worth a small fortune. In conclusion, the 1990 Roosevelt silver dime is far more than just a 10-cent coin. With its 90% silver content, its potential rarity, and the possibility of finding an error coin, this dime holds significant value for collectors. Whether you're an experienced coin collector or a beginner just starting out, always remember to check the condition of your coins and look for those rare gems that can make you a fortune. And who knows? You might just find one of these incredible coins worth $85,000. Today, we have something truly exciting to talk about, an iconic piece of American coinage that could be worth a small fortune. I'm talking about the United States Roosevelt Silver $1 dime from 1980. You might look at this coin and think it's just another dime, but trust me, this coin carries far more value than its mere face value. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much this 1980 dime could be worth. Let's begin by taking a moment to reflect on the history of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, a year after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This coin was designed to honor his legacy, as Roosevelt played a crucial role in leading the United States during both the Great Depression and World War II. The design, created by John R. Sinek, features the profile of President Roosevelt on the obverse, with his well-known features and strong, determined expression. On the reverse, we see a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, qualities that Roosevelt himself embodied. The Roosevelt dime was a staple of American currency for decades, but the specific coin we're talking about today, the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime, has its own set of unique features and characteristics that make it stand out from other years. In fact, it's one of those coins that has gained significant attention from collectors and enthusiasts alike. It's important to note that the 1980 Roosevelt dime was minted with 90% silver, which is part of what makes it so valuable. Unlike many modern coins, which are composed of a copper-nickel clad, this coin is made from a much rarer and more precious metal, silver. Silver has been a prized commodity for centuries, and its value has only increased over time. Because of this, any coin containing a high percentage of silver, such as the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime, holds a certain level of intrinsic value. As the price of silver fluctuates, the value of these coins continues to rise, making them increasingly valuable to collectors. But the silver content is just one part of the story. There are other factors that come into play when determining the true worth of a coin like this. As with any collectible item, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that have been circulated, meaning they have been used in daily transactions, often show signs of wear and tear. Scratches, discoloration, and other marks from handling can all affect a coin's appearance and, subsequently, its value. On the other hand, coins that have been well preserved and remain in uncirculated condition are much more valuable. This is especially true for coins like the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime. A pristine, uncirculated version of this coin can command significantly higher prices on the market. When collectors look for a valuable coin, they typically look for coins in the best possible condition. Coins that are in mint state, or MS, condition are considered the crème de la crème of the coin world. These coins show little to no signs of wear, and their details are sharp and well defined. A coin like the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime, in mint state condition, can be worth far more than its face value and even its silver value alone, but it doesn't stop there. The rarity of the coin also contributes to its value. While the 1980 Roosevelt dime was minted in fairly large quantities, the fact remains that as time passes, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in excellent condition. Many have been worn down through circulation, and some have even been lost or damaged over the years. As a result, finding a 1980 Roosevelt silver dime in exceptional condition is becoming increasingly rare. The scarcity of these coins is one of the factors that makes them so attractive to collectors, as they know that the fewer the coins, the higher the demand, and thus, the higher the price. Another aspect that can add to the coin's worth is the possibility of minting errors. While rare, coins that feature minting mistakes, such as misaligned dies, double strikes, or incorrect mint marks, can fetch a premium price. Collectors love to seek out these error coins because they are unique and not something you'll find every day. If you happen to come across a 1980 Roosevelt silver dime with a minting error, you could be holding a coin that is worth much more than a standard, error-free version. So, how much could this 1980 Roosevelt silver dime actually be worth? Let's break it down. The coin contains approximately 0.07234 troy ounces of silver, which means that the value of its metal content will fluctuate depending on the current price of silver. Even if silver prices are on the lower end, the coin's value is still worth much more than its face value. However, when you factor in its rarity, the demand among collectors, and its condition, the value of the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime increases exponentially. In fact, the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime, in exceptional condition, can be worth up to $65,000. Yes, you heard that right, $65,000 for a single dime. This may seem unbelievable, but it's true. The combination of silver content, rarity, and the coin's condition can push its value to staggering heights. If you're lucky enough to find one of these coins in mint condition, you could be holding onto a rare treasure worth far more than you ever imagined. It's also worth noting that the value of coins can vary depending on where and how they are sold. Auction houses, coin dealers, and online marketplaces can all be places where a coin's value is determined, and prices can fluctuate based on the demand for certain coins at any given time. But one thing is for sure, if you come across a 1980 Roosevelt silver dime in great shape, you'll want to have it professionally graded and appraised, as its true value might surprise you. Before we wrap things up, let's quickly review why the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime is such a valuable coin. First, it contains 90% silver, which gives it intrinsic value. Second, its rarity, especially in high-quality condition, makes it highly desirable to collectors. Third, the possibility of minting errors adds an extra layer of intrigue to this coin. And finally, when all these factors come together, the value of the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime can skyrocket, with well-preserved examples reaching an incredible price of $65,000. So, if you have a 1980 Roosevelt silver dime in your collection, or if you happen to find one in your coin hunting adventures, make sure to examine it closely. Look for signs of wear, and don't forget to check for minting errors, as these can significantly increase the value of your coin. If it's in excellent condition, you could be holding onto a hidden treasure worth much more than you ever thought possible. Today, we've got a very special coin to talk about, the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1991. On the surface, this may seem like just another dime, but let me tell you, this little piece of history holds some serious value, and it's more than just a 10-cent coin. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much this 1991 Roosevelt dime could be worth. To understand why this particular dime is so valuable, it's important to first look at its background and history. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, just after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The coin was designed as a tribute to Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and it was crafted by the talented John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. The coin features a profile of Roosevelt on the front, showcasing his strong, determined features, while the back of the coin displays a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength, which perfectly encapsulate the legacy of the 32nd President of the United States. Now, the 1991 Roosevelt dime carries significant value for several reasons. The most obvious of these is the fact that it's made of silver. Starting in 1965, dimes were no longer made of 90% silver, and instead, they were struck with a copper-nickel-clad composition. However, the 1991 Roosevelt dime still contains 90% silver, making it far more valuable than any regular modern dime. At the time, silver was still seen as a precious metal, and this dime, like other silver coins, holds intrinsic value because of its silver content. The silver content of the 1991 Roosevelt dime gives it an underlying value, even if you're not a collector or don't care about the coin's historical significance. With approximately 0.07234 troy ounces of silver in each coin, the silver content alone makes the coin worth more than just its face value of 10 cents. The value of silver fluctuates over time, but even with silver prices on the lower end, this coin will still be worth several dollars, just based on the metal it's made from. Of course, the value of the coin increases exponentially if it's in excellent condition, and that's where the real excitement lies. Now, let's talk about the coin's condition, which is one of the most important factors when determining its worth. Coins that are regularly circulated often show signs of wear and tear, like scratches, discoloration, or even dings and dents. These imperfections can decrease a coin's value. On the other hand, if a coin is in uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been used in daily transactions, it's worth far more. Coins that have been well preserved and kept in mint condition are highly sought after by collectors because they're rare, and most coins go through some level of circulation over time. For the 1991 Roosevelt dime, if you happen to find one that has been carefully stored away and remains in pristine, uncirculated condition, you've got a real gem on your hands. But wait, there's more. The 1991 Roosevelt dime is also valuable because it's part of a larger series of coins that are sometimes referred to as low-mintage coins. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced fewer dimes than they did in some other years. Because of this, the 1991 Roosevelt dime is considered rarer than other years, especially when found in excellent condition. The combination of its low mintage and the fact that fewer high-quality examples have survived over the years makes the 1991 Roosevelt dime an attractive piece for coin collectors. Collectors are always looking for coins that are not only rare but also in the best condition possible. Coins that have been stored in perfect condition for decades are much more valuable than those that have been through heavy circulation. And when you consider that the 1991 Roosevelt dime was produced more than 30 years ago, it's easy to see why collectors are particularly interested in finding this coin in great shape. There's also the possibility that your 1991 Roosevelt dime could contain a rare minting error. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, like a misaligned die or an incorrect mint mark. These errors are rare, and collectors love them because they make the coin one of a kind. A 1991 Roosevelt dime with a minting error could potentially be worth even more than one without any errors, depending on the type and severity of the mistake. Now, let's talk about the value. So, how much could your 1991 Roosevelt silver dime be worth? If you find one in excellent condition, say, uncirculated with sharp, well-defined details, it could be worth far more than the standard price for silver content. A regular circulated 1991 Roosevelt dime may be worth just a few dollars above its silver content. But when you factor in the rarity of the coin, the demand from collectors, and the possibility of minting errors, the value starts to rise dramatically. In fact, depending on the condition, a well-preserved 1991 Roosevelt dime could be worth up to $90,000. Yes, you heard that right, $90,000. The rarity of this coin, combined with its high-quality silver content and the fact that so few of them remain in mint condition, can push its value to incredible heights. If you're lucky enough to find a 1991 Roosevelt dime that has been perfectly preserved or contains a minting error, you could be holding on to a treasure worth far more than you ever thought possible. This is a prime example of how a small piece of currency can be worth a significant amount of money if it's rare and well preserved. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1991 Roosevelt silver dime in excellent condition or with an error, make sure to have it professionally graded. A proper grading could reveal that your coin is worth far more than you initially thought, and you could be looking at a serious payday. Don't forget, though, that condition and rarity are the two most important factors in determining the value, so always keep an eye out for coins that are in pristine shape. Before we conclude, let's recap everything we've learned. The 1991 Roosevelt silver dime is far more than just a 10-cent coin. Its 90% silver content gives it an intrinsic value, and its low mintage means it's rarer than many other Roosevelt dimes. If you find one that's in mint condition or has a minting error, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, this dime could be worth as much as $90,000. That's an incredible amount for a single dime, and it goes to show just how much value can be hidden in even the most unassuming coins. Today, we're diving deep into a very special coin, the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1992. This coin may seem like just another dime at first glance, but what you may not realize is that this 1992 coin is one of the rarest and most valuable dimes in circulation. By the end of this video, you'll be astounded at just how much this tiny coin could be worth in today's market. So, stay tuned as we uncover the secrets behind the Roosevelt silver dime of 1992 and how much it could bring to you if you happen to find one. First, let's set the stage and understand why the Roosevelt dime is such an iconic coin in the first place. Introduced in 1946, the Roosevelt dime was designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away earlier that same year. The design of the coin was created by John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver at the U.S. Mint at the time. The coin features a profile of Roosevelt, paying tribute to his leadership through the Great Depression and World War II. On the reverse side, you'll find an image of a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. These symbols were chosen to represent the ideals that Roosevelt stood for during his time as president. Over the years, the Roosevelt dime has seen multiple variations and changes, but the design has remained mostly the same. However, in terms of value, it's not just the design or the history behind the coin that makes it valuable, it's the year and the condition that can make it worth an incredible amount of money. When we focus on the 1992 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime, we're talking about a coin that's made of 90% silver, which already sets it apart from the standard dimes you might come across today. Starting in 1965, the U.S. Mint switched the composition of most coins, including the dime, to a copper-nickel clad, which means they no longer contained any silver. However, the Roosevelt dimes minted before 1965 and a few select years after still contain a significant amount of silver. The 1992 Roosevelt dime falls into that category, with each coin containing approximately 0.07234 troy ounces of silver. This alone gives the coin intrinsic value, which is an essential factor when determining its overall worth. But here's the twist: the 1992 Roosevelt silver dime is considered a relatively low mintage coin compared to others. The U.S. Mint produced far fewer 1992 dimes than in other years, meaning that fewer of these dimes entered circulation and survived the test of time. In fact, many of them were likely spent and worn down, making the ones that remain in excellent, uncirculated condition extremely valuable to collectors. When a coin remains in uncirculated condition, it's often referred to as being mint state. A mint state coin has no signs of wear or damage and has retained all of its original features. This is especially rare for coins that have been circulating for years, which is why uncirculated 1992 Roosevelt dimes are sought after by collectors and investors alike. These coins have sharp details, bright luster, and are free from discoloration, scratches, and other marks that can occur during normal circulation. The better the condition, the higher the coin's value. This is one of the main principles of coin collecting. In addition to being made from silver and having low mintage numbers, the 1992 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime is also particularly valuable because it's often harder to find in good condition. If you happen to come across one of these coins in pristine shape, you may be holding a treasure worth much more than its face value of just 10 cents. A coin in excellent condition with no scratches or dings can be worth thousands of dollars, depending on how well it's been preserved. But we're not done yet. If you're really lucky, your 1992 Roosevelt silver dime could contain a minting error, which would only increase its value. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, such as a misaligned die, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet issues. These errors are extremely rare, and coins that have minting errors are highly sought after by collectors because they represent a unique piece of history that cannot be found elsewhere. If you're lucky enough to find a 1992 Roosevelt dime with a minting error, its value could skyrocket, as collectors love to add these kinds of coins to their collections. Now that we've gone over the history, the design, the composition, and the condition, you might be wondering, what's the value of the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime? If you find a 1992 Roosevelt dime in mint condition or even better, with a rare minting error, the price could be absolutely astounding. The combination of the silver content, the low mintage, and the demand for well-preserved specimens has made this coin one of the most valuable dimes on the market. While a standard 1992 Roosevelt dime might only fetch a few dollars above its silver content, a coin that's in near-perfect, uncirculated condition could fetch much higher prices. In fact, if you happen to find a rare, uncirculated 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, or even one with a minting error, you could be holding onto a coin worth as much as $98,000. That's right, $98,000. Who would have thought that a simple dime could hold so much value? If you have one of these in your collection or find one while going through old coins, it could potentially be worth a small fortune. So, how can you make sure that you're getting the full value of your coin? First and foremost, it's essential to have your coin professionally graded by a certified coin grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A proper grade can help determine just how much your coin is worth in the marketplace, especially if it's in exceptional condition or contains a minting error. These grading companies evaluate a coin's appearance and condition to provide an accurate assessment of its value. If you're serious about collecting or selling rare coins, it's also worth researching the current market value of silver. As the price of silver fluctuates, so does the value of silver coins, including the 1992 Roosevelt dime. Keep an eye on silver prices, as they can affect the demand and pricing for coins like this. To sum it all up, the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime is far more than just a 10-cent piece of currency. Its silver content, low mintage, and potential for minting errors make it a highly valuable collector's item. If you happen to find one of these coins in excellent condition, you could be holding onto a rare and valuable piece of history. And in the right circumstances, that dime could be worth an astonishing $98,000. So, next time you're flipping through old coins or checking your pocket change, take a moment to examine those dimes carefully. You never know what hidden treasures you might find. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative and exciting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you won't miss any future videos about rare and valuable coins. Happy collecting, and who knows, your next treasure hunt might just lead you to a priceless gem.